Day 5, here we go, of our 90-day challenge, seeing the patterns. That's what it's all about in our 90-day challenge. I am Nina, yoga and health coach, well-being coach, and I am excited that you're here. I'm glad that you're taking part in the 90-day challenge. Today, we are chatting about patterns because patterns show up everywhere in our life. And what are the patterns that are holding you back, preventing you from moving forwards? What are those? And just noticing. And when we look at that, we often notice that that actually is connected to certain ways of how we feel. So how is how you're feeling every morning preventing you from actually taking action in reaching your goal, the goal that you set for yourself in day one, in the video from day one? If you haven't got a goal yet for this 90-day challenge, go back and listen to day one. But what I want you to do is really to think about what are the feelings that are preventing you from moving forwards. And what are those patterns that reoccur? Do you wake up every morning feeling lethargic and tired? Do you wake up every morning reaching for your coffee instead of maybe your hot water? Do you maybe go into that negative mind spiral looping of, I've got to get to work, that drudge of work? Like, what are the patterns that you see? Do you see that when you're at work, you just go and grab takeaways? You go and grab that second, third, fourth cup of coffee to keep you going, that muffin from Woolies or at the shop down the road. And if you can see the patterns, you can pick up the patterns, you'll notice how that's impacting your emotions and how that's impacting your well-being. So what I want you to do is the action step that you need to take, that daily action step, that new habit that you need to create so that you can reach that goal in the 90 days. I want you to do that first thing in the morning. Try that for the next week and just see how it makes you feel. When you start taking action, and if it's 5 minutes of meditation, it's getting onto your yoga mat, if it's doing that income generating earning activity first thing in the morning, especially if you're a small business owner, if that's been your goal, if it's you wanting to post on social media for 90 days, do that first thing in the morning. And notice how when you do that activity that's getting you closer to your goal, notice how your feelings, your emotions change for the rest of the day, because you're now already starting on a positive note. You're moving yourself forwards. You're getting into that groove and you're now shifting the pattern. So instead of lying in bed for the extra half an hour because you've been hitting the snooze button, you're now up and you're taking a walk. And when you start doing that over and over again, how does the pattern shift and change? How does your feeling shift and change? And how does that impact your emotions and your ability to think more positively about yourself? So today it's all about patterns, recognizing the patterns that are in your life, in your daily life, and realizing that those patterns, if they're not positive ones, that they, at this moment, we always have positive and negative patterns, and they can be positive or negative given on the situation. And so sometimes a positive pattern or action can be good, but sometimes that positive action can actually be negative as well. Now, let me give you a simple example. Say you really need to do income generating activities for your business in the next 90 days. Maybe you've got a big launch or a big project that is happening. And so you really need to be focused. And maybe you really need to do like 2 hours of strong marketing in the morning. And maybe what you normally do is you do like an hour and a half of yoga practice, meditation. Maybe that stretches up to 2 hours, which is a positive thing. It's really great. But maybe in this phase, you actually need to get in front of your laptop to do an income generating marketing activity. And so for this phase, for those 90 days, you know what it is that you need to do. Doesn't mean that you can't do your yoga later in the day. It just means that it needs to shift. So sometimes we have positive habits. And because the goal that we've set for ourselves, maybe it impacts that in a negative way. It's not going to help us reach it faster, more easily, and in a smarter way. So this is where we need to look at how and what we need to change. So not every pattern or habit is bad, but sometimes we need to shift and change it just for that time period so that we can reach or achieve our goal. So have a look, what are your patterns? And think about like, what do you need to change so that you can shift your feelings and your emotions to a more positive state in the next 90 days. Take a moment to think about that. You can always leave it in the comments so that you can come back to it after the 90 days to see what it is you've been doing. And it'll be great to hear what it is on your side. We'll see you tomorrow for day 6 of our 90-day challenge. See you then. Bye.